welcome in to episode 14 of our Let's Play Humankind series featuring the Harbor strategy. We have reached the culmination of turns worth of painstaking work to get to the point where we are putting in our perfect and near perfect VOC warehouses as the Dutch. Now you might think, well, what else is there possibly to do? Not a lot, but there are a few interesting decisions that still await us in order to try to get a victory condition in this game using the Harbor Strat. Now, obviously, the gold is going to be flowing. As we get these VOCs in, we're making 90 to 100 plus gold per turn per VOC that we put in each of our territories. Our gold is escalating at a very rapid pace. Now that our cities are in balance, we're pretty much in Sim Cityville as far as it goes for a little while here, getting our VOC warehouses in. But we also need to make critical decisions about what cultures we're going to play in the next two eras and what win condition are we going to go for. And none of that is really set by the Harbor strategy. You get to kind of pick that based on just the scenario that you find yourself in. So we'll see as the game unfolds which direction we choose to take with the rest of that. Now, if you need to catch up on what the heck the Harbor Strat is and how we got to where we are now, there's a link down in the description below to episode 1 of our Harbor Strat Let's Play series. You can watch it right from the beginning to this point where we are jumping in to the early modern era, playing as the Dutch, continuing our Harbor Strat series. Here we are, once again, in the grand capital city of Byblos, 59 population strong, and we are cranking away currently at a hamlet. Now, I got to thinking as I was looking at this, wait, why are we building a hamlet? I remember that we were in a lot of trouble from a population standpoint, but we're not anymore. And I remember that we were in a lot of food trouble, but we're not anymore. And so we really don't need this hamlet. We really should just be building VOC warehouses now because we can build hamlets later or when we run into potential trouble. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and place a hamlet in place a VOC warehouse instead, and kind of get to work on that aspect of things because we need to get these VOC warehouses all in. We could start one-turning them to make sure that we could get them all in, but we want to just build them as much as possible in this era. So I think we need to, as long as the city is in balance and we don't have a food deficit, we're running stability just fine, our population cap is okay, all of those things, all those check boxes are made, we need to be building VOC warehouses pretty much exclusively at this point. So we're going to go ahead and place this is another one of our perfects. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 harbors surrounding our VOC warehouse. That gets us, not only because we're playing the Swahili, the 30 stability, also is going to get us 96 gold per turn. And that isn't even with our market quarters surrounding it yet, so very excited about that. So we're just going to put the hamlet on the back burner for a while here, while we build VOC warehouses. So we'll kind of pay attention to that. The other thing, I think Carthage was also doing this, but Carthage is also at, food is fine, pop cap is totally fine. And so we're going to go ahead and put in their VOC as well. They've got a good one up here. That's another perfect, lovely spot. Beautiful. So we'll go ahead and put that in and sub out the hamlet for that as well. So we'll just make sure we're building VOCs. I believe we're now building VOCs in every one of our cities. It looks like we have a couple things we need to deal with. We've got a couple crises that have come up because of wars and things that were declared. I'm not going to renounce anymore. We were renouncing everything, right? Because we get 5 leverage for renouncing, and we didn't have envoys out in the world. And so it makes sense, right, to just collect the 5 leverage, the 5 diplomatic points, because that's going to get you towards your diplomatic stars, and you're not going to collect those otherwise if you don't do that. And in fact, you leave them sitting out in the world so to be collected by other people to, in fact, further their stars. So if you're not thinking that you're going to get to a particular grievance when it's like on the map, right, the grievance you collect with your envoy or with your spy, then your best bet is just to renounce it and just take the 5. You're going to get 10, 15, 20 if you go and collect it in person with like an envoy. So obviously that's a better option. We have envoys that we kind of sent to all the different continents now, right? So we're going to let these sit for the most part rather than grabbing them. But we do have other things that we might want to look at. We've got a bunch of these grievances. We're going to leave all of these. We want to go try to collect as many of these as possible. So hopefully our envoys will get out
intent may have
and be able to grab as many of those as they can't.
Tell me about
There's a
yourself.
lot of them out there, like a ton of them out there, right? So that's just something that we want to collect on, right? I'm not really concerned about treaties. I do want to check our trade really quick and just make sure all of our trade is going well. Okay, so let's rebuy this tea that was somehow broken. It's fine. Okay, perfect. So we now have access to, I think, all the things that we need to, and we are ready to go. Let's go ahead and hit the next turn button. Start cranking out these VOC warehouses. We'll keep an eye on everything. We're pretty much going to be going really fast through the turns. Is my
5 market
here
quarters is a nice start to a healthy bank account and visits from previously unheard of relatives.
There we go. Collected some leverage. Our envoys running all over the place. Trade routes blocked. 16 trade routes blocked. So war going on the other continents, causing us not a lot of consternation. We've got enough base. Like the map that we are on, the resources we have access to, we're not even reliant on trade necessarily anymore. Although it does make us a ton of gold to be doing that. But as you can see, we can also move up anytime we want. That's been true since literally turn 1 of the early modern era because of the way we did everything, right, with the attachments and the buy-ins and all that stuff. But we're not going to move up until all of our VOC warehouses are in. Once all of our VOC warehouses are in, that is our move-up condition in this era, right? So last era, we actually moved up a little bit early because we wanted to get here as quickly as possible. We really had nothing left to do in the previous era with the Swahili. Now, as the Dutch, we have everything to do, right? This was the era that all of our stuff kind of goes down as part of the Harbor Strat. So I think we're just going to sit here and pretty much just watch the game kind of happen. This guy, I believe, is on Auto Explore. We're just going to keep everyone on Auto Explore pretty much. Hope that they don't burn themselves down too badly. And Kilwa is ready to put in their next VOC warehouse, so we'll go ahead and do that. That's nice. That's a 60. They're all 60s in Kilwa because it was a newer city, so we didn't get any perfect locations. So we'll just start putting those in, and we'll just be cranking through the turns. We're just going to walk our way through.
If this keeps up, the whole planet is going to be someone's backyard.
Probably true. We got our city cap increase, so now we're back at our actual city cap. Access to grain silos, which is huge if you start having any food trouble. Oh, and actually, I did want to check something really quick. No more trade routes blocked, and Harbors are us. Our religion is spreading everywhere. We did, very recently, we did have, something happened, and we got a bunch of, I don't know what we researched. I know we researched humanism. Something happened, and it, like, fixed a lot of our food problems, and I'm not actually sure which research we did that fixed our food problems, but we were in like a lot of trouble with food, and our pop cap was like, I know we were like fixing that through building, like buying units and stuff like that, but I just feel like it all of a sudden solved itself. So I'm not actually sure. I think it was just a culmination of all the things we were doing, which was purchasing units as well as putting hamlets in, making sure that we got below pop cap and minimized our use of food too through buying armies and units. So that must have been what did it, but it just felt like it went very quickly for whatever reason. So, all right, this envoy has reached. So let's do one of these. Like get him like into the territory before we'll set him on auto explore next turn. So we got this envoy out here finally. I want to get him like out into the middle somewhere, such that when he starts auto exploring, he doesn't just jump back in the water again. When you do auto explore, that there is a tendency for that to happen. Oh, I don't have open borders with Burley.
A pleasure to see you again.
Needy. We just
This proposition should be in all our best interests.
Are you kidding?
Neither interesting nor desirable.
Okay, so this guy, now we're actually in trouble. That boat is actually, we could jump in over. Boat saved. Saved the boat. Everything's fine. Amsterdam's ready to put down. Again, we're just double checking. Like food is dropping pretty rapidly. We're growing at a pretty impressive pace here, so hopefully that starts to slow down. But let's get another VOC in. Amsterdam. That's fine. Lamu is ready for their VOC warehouse as well. Yeah, that's a nice 82. There. Love it. That in. And we'll pick our next science. So now that we have humanism and we put in all of our manufactories and all of that stuff happened, that's the big tech of the era, right? So we're looking at humanism as kind of our tech that we're basing everything off of for what we're doing in the early modern era. So humanism was our key point, and now everything else is just kind of like, what do you need at the time, right? So we want three-masted ship actually even first because we needed that. It might be nice to get something like movable typeface so that we can start to buff up our science. That's probably going to be, I mean, science is always, like, almost always a component of your end game plan. And so movable typeface might be a nice thing to get to. The manufactory is a nice thing to get to as well, because you start being able to build infrastructures that will allow you to increase your population cap as well. So those are all nice things. And we're not going to war. Typically, if you're kind of a war-oriented gameplay style, or if you're just going to war that particular time, that particular game that you're playing, you're gonna the southern part, the bottom part of the tech tree, is gonna be your friend. A lot of your military stuff is on the bottom part of the tech tree. The top part of the tech tree often is more science-related, like specifically like science-based. And so obviously those are both good things. So the fact that they're split from each other, like you can't focus military and science simultaneously, you have to bounce back and forth between them, which is probably a good thing. But I do think like movable typeface would be good for us. And we're going to run into a problem here where we're going to research all the text very quickly because our science is exploding. And we're actually going to be burning science towards the end of this.
To a small, often wealthy elite.
Indeed.
Now, knowledge and propaganda can be distributed to the masses.
Thank you, Mr. Narrator. There we go. We're like
mass
turning
dissemination.
Bro,
will it be of information or of propaganda?
Crisis voting is ending. Proposals have been downgraded. More trade routes have been blocked, and we're collecting more intelligence. Let's take a look at what the Congress is doing. Knowledge authorities is adopted. It is being widely touted and pushed. Doctrines that we have nothing in effect here. Minus 20% when buying a resource. That's not bad. Plus 2% on research quarter. That's not bad either. So it's fine. International crisis. Their demands none. Supreme Ruler Knox says surrender. Oh, surrender to... Wow, what an interesting crisis. We have two crises going on. So Sarge is at war with Icarus. Knox is demanding that Sarge surrender to Icarus. That's okay. Interesting. Who are we supporting in this? I mean, I guess if we force a surrender, like that's a good thing for us. Less war is good for us because that means our trade routes don't get interrupted, and we really want those trade routes, right, to be able to maximize what we're doing with our gold, right? That which is the whole thing. Demands pay 900 gold. Their demands nothing. But don't give your gold. Don't give your gold to him. Seems like there's some bullying going on. You know, seems like there's some bullying going on.
If you
scientific correspondence, I'll refuse. I keep refusing these. That's just only good for them. All right, this guy's here. We're gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna put him like in here, and then we'll switch him to an auto explorer. We're reaching all of our spots here. Then we'll switch him to auto explorer as soon as we get there. If you leave one movement, you can actually turn them to auto explorer on that turn, and then of course AI moves him right back from whence he just came. We're gonna do the same thing with this guy. Scoot him in over here, and then just turn him to auto explorer. Hey, look, he moved in the right direction. Okay. Here is our boat. We cannot upgrade in this land. I wonder if we can upgrade it. Who are we allied with where we can upgrade this boat? I will just turn him to auto explorers. I've reached the point in the game where I just don't care about that. Alright, Sidon is ready for another VOC. Actually, let's check. Yeah, the city is doing just fine. So we're going to jump in and put in another one of our perfect VOCs. Beautiful. Looks lovely. Revelatory arts. The invention of movable typeface is a great breakthrough, but has the potential to cause massive disruption to existing powers. Via the printing press, ideas, both profound and dangerous, can now be easily disseminated. Artists are in the vanguard of this revolution. So we have the Civic artistic impression. This is actually an interesting Civic if you're having stability issues, because you can either make your stability per turn less, so you're going up or down less, or you can make it go up or down more. So if you're in bad stability, but you're currently progressing to positive stability, you could enact free arts, get your stability up faster, knowing that later on it could then drop faster as well. Or if you are kind of at the point where you're at high stability, but you know you're going to be dropping in stability, you could enact censored arts, in which case it would drop more slowly back towards the bottom. And then, of course, it recovers more slowly as well. So I don't use this very much. I'm usually just going to leave that one sitting there. So that's just something... That's something to think about. If you're gonna use it, it still be for stability purposes, obviously only. All right, we can zero tech like so many things now. I'm literally just gonna click on stuff now because we're gonna get all that research done before the end of the era. So, agreements proposed, resources have been sold. We've got grievances across the board. We got a diplomat star. That's the beauty of having our envoys out into the world now. Just gonna randomly start collecting diplomat stars. We've got treaties that have been signed. And wars declared. Sarge has declared war on Nox. It's not surprising since they had kind of that Congress clashes going on. All right, what do we got here? Science correspondence.
It is there's just no way to make this work. I do not accept.
No. What else?
A sight for sore eyes.
No science correspondence. Gonna leave the crises. We're trading for what we need.
But no deal.
Burley, what do you got?
Tell me what is on your mind.
Oh, you downgraded one of our treaties. That's what you... How do I not have access to this yet? I don't know. 631? You know what? We got the money for it, so let's just buy it.
So tell me, how are you today?
Do you have like a deal you want to offer us? Like humanitarian aid, maybe?
I have a proposition for you. I think you'll...
Great, thanks. Alright, Killwa is ready for yet another VOC. They're cranking them out at a very fast pace now, so we're getting VOCs in very quickly, which is very good. We got one turn this one in. Let's see. That's a 59. Is this not more? Wow, they're telling me to put it here because we won't lose 3. Ooh, wait. We're gonna put it the 60 better than 59. Yeah, can maths. We lose 3. It's fine. We could have put a market quarter there too. We'll put a market quarter over here so it doesn't. Either would have. Okay, that's going in. That's a 1-turn build. 2 turning them in these cities, which is nice. This was the one where we don't have actually a great spot for it. So I'm thinking we put it like more along the lines of like over here, maybe off this river. I think might look kind of cool, and then we can kind of surround it with market quarters to the best of our ability. So right here is probably our optimal spot for it to get as many market quarters around it as possible. We'll go with that. Pressing matters. Every year, the great population of your empire, contented in their essential needs, clamor for more and more titillating news stories. It has become clear that should you choose, these stories could help shape the public perceptions. Now we have to talk about press freedom. Minus 20% cost of enacting and canceling civics. That can be very nice. And then preventing empire revolution. Also, again, if you're struggling with stability, like, could be very nice. I don't particularly need this, and I don't particularly need this. So we're just gonna sit on it, I guess. You know what? We'll take this. I'm just gonna.
If different opinions can't be
heard,
right? People might end up believing whatever ridiculous things the government says.
Let's spend it. Let's jump to our tech tree. We'll just click on this. Have we looked at wonders recently? We have not. And we actually can claim one. Let's take a look at wonders. If you want to know more about all of the wonders, except for the new ones, I didn't go through the new ones in our Let's Play series, but our original Let's Play series where we actually just played a straight game of Humankind, that I go through all the wonders in that series. So if you want my thoughts on all the wonders, it's there. We claimed and built, of course, the, what do we build? The lighthouse, because it's the lighthouse. So that's kind of what the theme is let's stick with the Harbor Strat and make sure that we grab Harbor Strat related things. So, I don't know, like the Palace of Versailles doesn't really blend well with that. Neither does this, probably. Taj Mahal, maybe. It's kind of like it has to be on river. Plus 50% money on settled city. So, like, again, that's like a money-based one. So we could go Taj Mahal, potentially. Topkapi is, like, one of the most powerful wonders, in my opinion. It doesn't really fit with what we're doing right now. Basel's is good. Machu Picchu is fantastic if you're looking to distribute food around. It can be combined in really crazy ways. Brussels Town Hall is one of the new wonders, and this one is, I used to talk about how the Mosque of Jenny was probably one of the best wonders that has come out of yet. If you come down here, you can see you get that 5% fame gain multiplier. So if you build this as quickly as possible before you start gaining any fame in the third era, you can make some pretty decent fame gains off of this. The Brussels Town Hall gives you 50 fame for each previously claimed wonder in your empire. Notice that it says previously claimed, and you have to build them in order to do it. So it's a misnomer. It's previously built, really. And then once completed, 50 more fame for each cultural wonder constructed in your empire after that. So not only are you going to get 50 fame for 50 extra fame, right? Because every wonder is already worth some amount of fame when you build it, typically 50. You're going to get a double bonus on that if you build Brussels Town Hall. So you're going to get the 50 fame for building Brussels Town Hall. Then you're going to get the 50 fame for any other wonder you have built or will build in the game. We're going to get the fame for that. So a really nice potential boost. And then not only that, but it's also got influence bonuses, it's got industry bonuses, and it's got money bonuses, and it's flip-flopped. So you can surround it with market quarters and get industry, or you can surround it with makers quarters and get money. So really like playing into like a double bonus kind of. Anyway, so Brussels Town Hall, very, very interesting. Not going to help us in this build because we have not been building wonders, but if you're in a game and you've been building wonders and you plan on building more wonders, Brussels Town Hall is like a full-on strat now. Like if you just focused on wonder claims and wonder builds, you could probably crank out enough fame to win a game of Humankind on just like not even focusing other star types by just building wonders. And maybe not on Humankind difficulty, but this is a pretty potent wonder. If you could build quite a few other wonders, like just focus on those claims, it could be pretty crazy. I think maybe we should claim Taj Mahal, just for gold purposes, you know? So let's claim this. It's in the era we're in. I don't feel like we're making a stretch claiming this, even though we're playing on, what, a Hamlet difficulty. So we'll claim that. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll put it down at some point. We're going to build VOCs first. I'm not too concerned about, like, rushing it or anything like that. So, breaking out aesthete stars. Working our way through. Gathering more intel. Resources are sold. Cities are continuing to grow.
Do something clever today.
Share maps.
Yes, I cannot dispute the benefit.
Let's share maps. All right. Sidon is ready to put in yet another VOC warehouse. We're going to come down here. It's a nice free spot. Boom. VOC warehouse. Amsterdam's ready for another one as well. This one's actually going to take 2 turns to build. And it is done putting in its coastal ones. So now we have kind of this interesting conundrum of putting in a VOC warehouse in an interior territory. It's almost not worth it, to be honest. The VOC warehouse is completely and fully gravitated towards being built on the coast, towards being adjacent to harbors. It doesn't really do much. As you can see, 15-4. So if we go to a market quarter, like you get more gold from putting a base market quarter down in any of these spots than you do otherwise, right? So it's one of those things where you're like, well, is it worth it even to build this VOC warehouse? Arguably not. But we're going to put it in just to put it in, Like, we're just going to put it in on the basis of, like, I feel like we have to, So maybe we just put it right here. It's on the road. Like, maybe that makes sense. It's on the path to, like, the ocean or something. I don't know. Well, we'll build it for the sake of building it, right? We'll build it for the sake of building it. There we go.
First, to map the continent.
Map the continent.
Others will be after your boot designs and blister medicines.
All of our auto-exploring units are clearly doing well. What's this guy doing? He's just like... Excuse me? Sir? Ugh, I don't even... Is that even a passable tile? How is he even doing that? What was just happening right there? Alright, well... Kilwa, you want to build another VOC warehouse? Perfect. Okay, we got another... Okay, this is our fun one.
The world-famous empire you have built puts you above all others today, and in the list of great leaders forever.
Perfect. Thanks, Mr. Narrator. Okay, So this is a fun VOC warehouse placement because we did kind of build for this. We've got 2 luxury resources, which benefit market quarters, which the VOC warehouse is, and we did indeed get one harbor here, and actually I think we can get a second harbor in there. Let's do something real quick. See all this money we have? That's part of the benefit of the Harbor Strat. Let's buy this right here. That we want to put it there for the extra. There was extra stability as a result of that. Do we need the stability? We absolutely. And then we just put in this VOC right here. That's a 66 gold VOC. Not even on coast, only with 2 harbors. Beauty. Perfect. I like it. Lake adjacent VOC. Lamu is ready for their next VOC, and they are also on their interior VOC. So again, not much we could do. Just gonna put the VOC in for the sake of it. Obviously, we could not put it in and just put a market quarter in. We'd be better off that way. But we'll put some market quarters around it and call it good. Probably should have saved that for a research quarter since it's adjacent to this copper. Except it's in a different city, so it doesn't actually matter. We're good. Okay, let's go. Siege cannons, doesn't really matter. We're just clicking on stuff for research right now. We're gonna start burning stuff. The other thing we could do is we could just buy in all of our VOC warehouses. We're cranking 12.7k gold per turn now. And so we could buy VOC warehouses and then just be making money off of that.
Tell me about yourself.
Vexed. Look, I don't understand why you're vexed at me. What did I do? I'm just making money. Another abandoned boat. Wait, where did the boat go? Hello? Okay, I just keep exploring, I guess. Auto explore. Alright, Sidon is ready for another VOC warehouse, so we're looking coastal. Boom. Beautiful. Got it in. Carthage is looking for another VOC warehouse. We are dropping in food now in some of our bigger cities, so we do need to pay attention to that. We don't want to lose population necessarily. There's a big 96 gold VOC. Go ahead and put that in. And Amsterdam is done. Amsterdam is now at the point where we can start building market quarters in order to do what we want to do from that standpoint to really further bolster our VOC warehouses, which is something we are interested in doing. We want to get all our market quarters around our VOC warehouses. However, one thing that we want to think about really quickly is what direction are we going for our move up? Because if we start surrounding our VOCs with regular market quarters, we don't actually leave the best possible potential locations for other market quarters if we pick someone that has a market quarter as their emblematic. So we could go Argentinians. They don't actually have a market quarter. They are merchant, but they don't actually have a market quarter as one of their things. They've got the Saladero, which gives you exploits for salted beef, which is pretty cool. I've never played the Argentinians on this. However, there's +1 farmer slot on city or outpost per luxury resource deposit, +1 trader per strategic. Like our land is set for that, so it would make our land really nice. I'm not keyed on this right now because I really want, if we can, I'd love to find a market quarter. So we'll see if we can find one. Otherwise, the Argentinians are a possibility for us. Ethiopians, not so much, because again, we're not going for military. The Scots, I don't know, it's a college. Science is nice, but it's not what we're looking for. Right? So here, we start to have some luck. The Caravanassery, does count as a market quarter. I really like Caravanasseries. So the Persians are definitely an option for us here. We also get some nice bonuses from traders. And the Persians are one of the better set up cultures for endgame. This minus 25% on shared project and minus 25% on all constructibles cost sets you up really well if you are building your endgame space race buildings and all of those types of things, which is like really nice. And one thing you cannot do is you cannot buy space race buildings. At least I'm almost 99% sure that's true. And so the Persians may actually be a nice play for us to get us to endgame in a much quicker fashion, because we're going to be able to buy in just about anything we want otherwise. But shared projects, you can't spend gold to actually buy those in. And so the Persians might be a very good option for us. Plus, we get access to that Maker's Quarter, which is really nice. The Cavernassery is a really good building if you're trading with people as well. +1 money per number of trade routes. Huge. All right, let's just check everyone else. Commons Quarter, so we don't want that. We do have the British, but the Colonial Office is highly... The British are very weird. They're a very strange culture. You get +10 money per number of attached stories on capital. So if your capital is huge, you're going to get some nice gold and science from that. So if you're building like a one city challenge or something, the British are great. But the Colonial Office is a very odd thing. It is a market quarter, so we could use it. +10 money, and then +10 money for liege for adjacent district. So if you have vassalized somebody, then the Colonial Office becomes really good for you. But I just don't you have to really be playing that way, right? And that's right. And the Colonial Office can only be built in other civilizations' territories, and you have to be their liege. So I honestly, I'm just not sure. You'd have to have so many lieges to make this worthwhile, because you can't even build it in your own territory. So this is clearly not useful for us, right? And I'm just not sure. Half the map would have to be your liege to make this worthwhile. I think somebody can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. The Colonial Office seems like a really poor emblematic district. Research quarters, we don't need that. This is a Maker's Quarter, the Coking Works. The Italians have the Teatro, which is a Commons Quarter. It's a Commons Quarter buff almost. It's kind of weird, actually, to be honest. The Italians are very interesting. I might try to play a game as the Italians sometime, like a Commons Quarter-based game, where you just build Commons Quarters everywhere. I've never tried to play that way. I think the Commons Quarter is a terrible building. Farmers Quarter. Religious District, Siamese. Siamese are definitely another option for us. So here's where we run into our conundrum. So we could go with the Persians and the Caravanassery, or we could go with the Siamese and the floating market. Now you might say, wait, this is the Harbor Strat. Of course you go with the floating market. Probably yes. However, the floating market is not a harbor, right? If it was a harbor, the Siamese would be the play every time, and you could actually make your perfect VOC warehouses even better if you somehow found that unique, very, very rare peninsula where you could put a VOC warehouse that's surrounded by 5 harbors. Because it would, if it was a harbor, that would work. It is not, as it turns out, a harbor, but it does go in the water. So the question becomes, is burning a water tile the way we want to play, or do we want to put a market quarter in to boost our VOC warehouses? I think we could go either way. +3 industry per district in all cities. That's pretty crazy. +1 money generated from all ongoing trade in all cities. Huge. And then the big thing is this. +1 money per pop. Again, any FIMs per pop in a game of Humankind, hugely powerful. So the Siamese, +1 money per pop on a floating market. I mean, we're getting every one of these we put in our capital. I think our capital just crossed 60 pop. We're getting 60 pop on just this line alone. We're getting 60 money on this line alone per floating market per turn. Plus you're getting the industry. Plus you're getting the +3 money per adjacent market quarter. Okay, so the floating market, because it's got the +3 money per adjacent market quarter, it's got the market corner bonus. We can actually get some pretty nice bonuses out of the floating market, because our harbors mostly, except for our regular ones, our harbors also count as market quarters, and so we can get some nice bonuses out of this that potentially other cultures, or if you played other cultures moving up, you couldn't necessarily get with the floating market, unless you found an inlet to put them in, which is the most powerful place to put a floating market, is where you can actually surround it on land, right, with your market quarters. So the Siamese are probably the play here, to be honest. I want to take a quick look back at the Persians again, just to see what we're getting. The Caravanassery is definitely, it's a really good district. It's got the same kind of feel, right? It's the Maker's Market Quarter. The Mighty Works is very, very powerful. and +1 money per number of trade routes. I actually want to run the numbers here for a second. I'm going to run the numbers here. Let's take a look. Let's just go to our capital because we know lots of trade is happening out of our capital. So, out of our capital, +1 per trade route. 80 trade routes. There are 80 trade routes running out of Byblos. Okay? That is an insane number of trade routes. So, when you're thinking about the differences between those two cultures, you've got the Persians with the Cavansary. So every Cavansary is going to get you +1 number per +1 money per number of trade routes. Now that might be specific to the territory. So it's probably not going to be the 80, but like you're going to get like a variation of that, like up to 80, like once you get them all in, right? So it's probably not quite as potent as the per pop. Because the per pop is going to be like every time per pop. And I'm not sure if this would be money per trade routes running through the territory or running through the city. I think they all run through the city. We'd have to do some research on that. So Cavansary would be very nice. And we'd be able to put them adjacent to our VOCs, which is going to be really nice. However, we also have to take into account the Siamese, which have the floating market, which is +1 money per pop. The pop is going to continue to go up. The trade routes are not. Our trade routes are pretty much set, right? We're already like max trading with everybody. So trade is really not going to change at this point, whereas population will continue to go up as we continue to build our cities. I think for the purposes of the Harbor Strat, I feel like we want to take the floating market. The other thing to consider with the floating market is as we go to like a perfect spot here, we will be putting it probably, that's our regular harbor. So we'd probably be putting it here. That burns a 4 food tile. Do we care about 4 food in these cities? We really don't. And it actually makes the coastline look even more impressive. You know what? I think on the aesthetic fact alone, that it gets placed and kind of looks like a harbor, even though it is not, I think we have to take the Siamese. So that helps make a decision for us, right? So we can start putting in our market quarters without feeling obligated to wait. We can put in the market quarters now. In the final era, we might run into the possibility. In fact, I almost know that we'll run into the possibility that we'll be putting down another market quarter. And we might be taking up like the best spot for that or something. But that's too far away to consider right now. So I think we can safely go ahead and get in these, right? This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? So we're adjacent to our VOC. We're adjacent to some harbors for this particular one. So we're putting in a regular market quarter that's actually going to gain us 10 stability and 26 gold. And I bet you we can get higher gold than that. The stability on this one is probably what's making them say like, ooh, put this one in. So let's do it. We'll start building market quarters around all of our VOCs. What we want by the end of the game is that every one of our VOCs should be either surrounded by a harbor or surrounded by a market quarter, if at all possible. So if there's a way to put a market quarter around a VOC, we do it. The VOC, we put in market quarters around our VOCs as much as possible. A fight? What is this? What is this unit image? That is the coolest little image. I like this a lot. What are those sides? A couple knights that are apparently attacking my envoy. That's a cool symbol. That's the symbol of a which? Where are those guys? Was that these guys? I don't actually know who that was. How interesting. All right.
12 scientist stars provide a perfect balance. You can both study and collect stars at the same time.
Civic's vote. Let's go to it. How should we use other people's? Minus 50% cost of signing treaties. Yes. Vote. Documents. Things happening here, so we're good. Intel collected. We're answering intel. Proposals have been made, so we got to check those again. We already did the Civic's vote, so let's check our proposals really quick. Diplomatic
Let us speak honestly. You are as just
Works
as
for
you
me.
are wise.
Let's double check trade. Oh,
Let's make it so.
we got T.
Excellent. This will be remembered.
How do you do?
Okay, so now I
Whoever
feel like
you
I
are.
need to check all of my. We had maxed out.
Sight for sore
Wow, we're
eyes.
buying three of two T's.
It gladdens my heart to see you this day.
All right. Jumbo would like Oh, this would just generate grievances. That's fine. Let's sit. We're good. All right, let's go back to our troops. You can go back on auto explore now after getting brutally and mercilessly attacked. Rude. I think we should build a jump. We need to upgrade this guy. Can't upgrade him in this territory. We need to get this guy upgraded. Put him back on auto explore, see if he ends up somewhere we can upgrade him. Alright, Byblos is ready to build another VOC. Oh, we forgot to take out the hamlet again. Should have probably just removed it, you know? Alright, let's get this in. Should really be buying him in at this point. We have over 100,000 gold. I almost want to see how big our bank account can get before we start spending money, you know? We could just be spending the money now, to be honest. Which would be up. Alright, oh wait, were they? Oh, they're done with VOCs? Another city is done with VOCs. So we'll double check their pop cap and so they're looking good. So we'll put in another. Yeah, this is a nice one because we've got luxuries beside it. So even though it's only a double harbor adjacency to this for this, and it's not even adjacent to the VOC, which is actually over here, that's really nice, right? So let's get that in. Tainted waters. The river in Byblos has acquired a sickly sheen and a noxious odor to match. Wow, I have. What turn are we on? 149? I guess that's about right. I feel like this is triggering very late. Okay, so we can, we have the gold to pronounce that they can no longer do that. Or we can divert it with the chances of triggering another narrative event and get some extra money. Let's try to get some extra money rather than pay the money, you know? Like, we're pretty much gold hogs at this point, so that's what we're gonna do. Alright, we're just gonna start clicking on whatever. We're just researching anything that pops up because we're about to start burning through techs at this point. Afraid not destroy. That's got lots of war still happening, which is interesting because these are Hamlet level AI. They're pretty brutal against each other. They've been fighting a lot. A Free Peoples has just destroyed the Temple of Artemis. They straight burned it down in Nox's land. I have not seen that happen before. I've seen other either empires, other cultures burn down people's wonders. So now we know aggressive free peoples will burn down your wonders.
You are busy, I can see that. But I find your proposition.
I find it outlandish.
Friend.
I find it outlandish.
What do you say?
Share maps is fine.
With great disgust.
Another abandoned. Wow, we are collecting boats. We are collecting boats. We should probably disband all of these boats. Alright, Kilwa is ready for another VOC. I think this is their last VOC, probably. This is a non-harbor based VOC as well, so that's fine. We can just put it here. We'll end up surrounding it by. Or do we want to put it here? 4 minus 4, but we got like, this is a great, right here is really nice to put like stuff around it. I'm gonna put it up here. Yeah, that looks too cool. Let's keep it down here. It's all about aesthetics at this point, you know? Okay, pestilent pastures. As the disease ebbs away rapidly, the birds are carefully nurtured and will return to proper size. So we got plus stability. So we got the best result of our mad cow disease effectively. So that's nice. Another tech. Free tech, and now we're on our final tech. We're at 6,000 science per turn at turn 150. That feels pretty good, especially since we have literally not built. I mean, I think like one research quarter in like each of our cities, probably.
You're at the end of an ideology axis.
Stuff is just
well. There's
like
something to be said
the notifications we're getting across the bottom.
To a cause.
It's a good thing not all of them proc anymore because I've ignored some of them. But oh my goodness. We got resources. We got grievances being generated at a ridiculous rate. Oh, we do have some cities near starvation now. Let's not ignore starvation. Let's have those pop up. All right. We are having problems in our cities now. We're down to 48 food. In 2 turns, they're growing. Can we get another VOC in? Let's build. Yeah, we're gonna build the VOC, and then what we're gonna do is buy stuff to fix our cities because we have 128,000 gold. We're making 13.2k per turn. We're just gonna go to a buyout and we'll just start buying grain silos. Like that's super easy. Like what would we just go to each of our cities and just buy a grain silo just right now? They're struggling on food. We just buy a grain silo. I'm just gonna go through and do it. Well, these guys are like, Hill was at -3 food. I have a grain silo, and probably that is the weirdest market.
Whether or not the world goes hungry, with 30 farmers' quarters, this city certainly won't.
Okay, solve that city's problems. This city is also all the way down. Pop that in. It's still a little low. They're building a market quarter, so let's buy out a farmer's quarter as well. 28. Wait. Yeah, that's fine because we can still full surround that VOC. Perfect. Dropping food everywhere. You know what happened? You know what probably happened? Though all of our destroyed trade routes are probably coming back to bite us right now because I'm assuming this drop in food in all of our cities was probably due to a broken trade route on a food-based FIM trade item. Probably what happened, right? Buy that in, and we might as well just again we're at 87.5k. I'm buying things on a whim. And we just have, like, copious amounts of things left. That's actually fine. Because, again, we can still full surround the VOC warehouse. Okay. Now what? Poison apples, too! Despite the Empire's scientists' best effort, no conclusions were reached regarding the mysterious deaths in Amsterdam. Exotic fruits are still regarded with suspicion in the city. And now, because of the publicity, everywhere else, too. Uh-oh. Protesting. Rotten pulp. I actually have not seen this result from this, so that's interesting. So our efforts failed. Now we have -20 industry on 6 cities? Woo! I mean, we don't... -20 industry for us is meaningless at this point, but still. Nice. Nice. Right, Sidon has increased its population. So now we can... At least we'll get our population indicators back, which is good. More trade routes blocked. Probably check all our trade routes since we had that proc. Let's check.
You are busy.
Let's do a quick check.
But I promise this.
A pleasure as always.
All of our ebony is broken, so all of this we lost. Probably means that doesn't affect food. Let's just buy all of our copper back and everything. The world goes to war. Cost us money.
Come, relax.
There's a tea.
Let us speak honestly.
Tea is gone. I don't want to buy that. We're just going to buy everything just so that we can always tell. There's no path back to my cities. Huh.
Ah, it is a pleasure.
Your empire is an enigma.
Marble. Copper got broke. Man, that's a lot of trade that got busted up. Full trading here. Okay, so there was only that couple of sage. Or tea, actually. How come I can't... Whose tea is this? 1,000 gold? Doesn't matter. I have some money. I haven't even seen that. Alright, Carthage, what's up? Your food is still dropping rapidly, but your population is increasing at an enormous amount. Let's keep getting these in. Could start one-turning VOC warehouses here pretty quickly, but, you know, we're still working it. Let's check our stars. Let's check our stars to make that determination. Merchant stars, full. Not surprising. Merchant stars are one of the hardest stars to earn in the game, to be honest, except when you're doing this strategy. We could use more aesthete stars. Diplomat stars don't matter. We're maxed out on everything else, so we're just waiting on VOCs. Like, we could have moved up a long time ago, so we're just waiting on VOCs at this point. Oh. Abandoned boat. Why does he keep telling me that? What is this guy doing? Is this guy broken?
All hands to station. All right.
Do something else. That guy's problem. Biblos. 18 food, growing in 2 turns. That's going to set you on a path to not such great stuff going on, you know? Buy that out to solve your problem. And then we'll build another VOC. Where's this? Yes, that's the spot. This is the one. The harbor in the lake. The VOC here, 96.34. Beautiful. Amsterdam is fully built. They're also struggling on food, potentially. And approaching pop cap is a weird thing to say. Look at our... we have 25 merchant slots. I've never seen that number get this high so quickly. Like, that's huge. And we're getting 20 gold. So beautiful. 20 gold per trader. And we have 25 slots for that. We're not even, like, focused on that right now. That's wild. All right, these guys' food situation is like moderately okay. I'm gonna keep putting market quarters in, to be honest. We're just gonna do it. Might as well get a bid now, you know? Tainted waters, too. Poisonous water devastates Biblos society. What price is the profit? Oh, no! Oh, we're getting all the worst things happening to our people. Well, probably should have paid the 1,000 gold, I guess. Minus 20 food on Biblos. That would be where the food problem came from. Hey, stop it! Wait, this is a warrior unit? I have a warrior unit up here? Before we fight 2 horsemen against a warrior? He's gonna... I didn't even know that guy was up there. Look at all of our ships just floating around. Beautiful. They're chasing us! Run, warrior, run! Oh gosh, they're gonna... Nope. No, they're gonna attack him? Yep, alright. Well, I guess we're fighting that fight. 3 more trade routes destroyed. Another trade route destroyed. Oh, goodness. Proposals are being made. Agreements are being canceled. 3 more leverages collected, so our envoys are out doing the work.
It gladdens my heart to see
Not
you
gonna
this
do
day.
the scientific correspondence. I'm not gonna do it. Can I upgrade this guy yet? Oh, we have access to that yet? Fine. Does anyone have... Any of us have... Yep. Buy out... Just buy out any of our resources that we need. We only have 1? Oh, that would be wild. No. Even just having 2 is kind of crazy. 2 salt fleet threat in my entire empire? Whew. Yikes. That might cause us to have problems with endgame conditions if we don't have enough strategics. We don't have enough aluminum and other things. Okay, when can we upgrade this? We don't have that treaty? Who is this?
This proposition should be in all our best interests.
Excuse me? How rude. Oh wait, that stops him. I totally forgot about that. Don't do that.
Right.
You gotta keep moving or you're gonna get dead. You go somewhere where you can upgrade. You know what? Just go back to auto. Try not to die. Don't go back that way. You just came from that way. Alright, Sidon is at 42 food. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna keep building. That is the spot. See here. We're going to be real close to being done with VOCs. Probably what we do at the start of the next episode is I'll just buy in the rest of the VOCs. We're done here, so kill was done. And wait, what was the food situation? Fine, we're just going to solve the food situation through other means, like this. Let's put that in. Just solve the food situation by other means, essentially. By just buying stuff in, basically. We'll just buy things in when we need it. We'll just building the market quarters in, buying everything else. That's a lovely market quarter. I love this idea right here. Alright, this fight actually has to happen. Yeah, we're gonna... Wait, are they coming off the water? No. How are we gonna... There's no good way to defend this. It's flat plains. We got horsemen coming after a warrior. This is very bad. Yeah, we're gonna die. Are you ready to watch a unit die? They're gonna get charge bonus on both of their attacks. Flat land is perfect fight for these horsemen. Flat land, full charge bonus. Warrior's just gonna stand here and he cannot do. I'm just gonna defend because it's the best way. Could have instant resolved that. He's gonna die anyway. Put up a valiant fight. Killed a couple horses. Goodbye, warrior. You fought well. Vote's coming to an end soon. We already voted in that. I bet they're going to attack these guys too, huh? Intel collected, which is nice. Resources sold. Agreements canceled again. A lot of agreements being canceled.
You are busy. I can see that.
Not going to do that.
I fought.
A sight for sore eyes.
You canceled agreements. You canceled agreements. And explosive.
How do you do, whoever you are?
It's just grievances. Okay. Perfect. I think we can do, we're just flying through at this point, right? Sidon is close to starvation. And Carthage, so we gotta check those. Diplomat star earned. Our envoys are out doing the work. Oh my gosh, there's so many So many things popping up on the screen. Ally in need. We don't... There's so many wars, that's why. As soon as people start going to war, notifications just explode. Another boat? Am I the only one in the water?
Setting sail.
Thanks. Alright,
I'm on it.
Hey, there's literally right north of you. What are you doing? Alright, minus 16. We gotta buy out. None of this is for food, so I guess probably we're buying hamlets in. Assuming that our hamlets are gonna be worth 12.19. What's our best? 21.10, but that's a VOC warehouse spot, so let's just start putting hamlets in, I think. In the end, we're going to want hamlets, so start buying hamlets in to save people. Okay, this is going to slow growth in this city for a little while. I think this city needs to slow their growth, because we have some food issues that we probably only are going to be able to deal with tax at this point. So I don't actually mind that this city kind of slows growing just for a little bit here. We're cranking on a bunch of stuff. We're not near population cap, which is odd, so we're having some food production trouble because of the way we played. But I think that they're going to end up being fine. Let's set this in 76. And that is the spot we want. Perfect. All right. Let's go one more. We'll go one more. Kilwood's not near Starvation. Oh, there was a couple cities near Starvation, so we actually messed that up. We need to check all of our cities really quick. Right. Sidon. Buy in something to do. Post. I would like that to be some weird spot for a hamlet. This could be a hamlet. I'm not mind this as a hamlet. I want that to be a market. That's going to slow growth here as well. Although only 3 excess food and we're still growing at 9. That's why. It's because of all the districts we have. Our population cap is so high that it's like the population cap is driving like our growth at this point. See, this city's growing in 2 turns, despite the fact that they only have 13 excess food. Wild. All right, so probably need to buy out some stuff here in this city as well. Put that in really quick just to help them out. And we'll just keep putting market quarters in, honest. Yeah. That's exactly what we need. Look at this VOC warehouse. How beautiful that is. It's lovely. Alright, Sidon is, yes, growth is slowed here, so that's fine. We just bought in something, and all of our VOCs are now placed after this. So this is our interior VOC. Our interior VOC is ready to go in. And I like... What do I like? I actually like this spot, probably. That takes away more food. We can surround it better with market. So let's put right there. Our envoys are being targeted by free peoples now. Oh, collect that! They can't collect when you're retreating? Bummer. Alright, that is going to do it for today's episode. We are basically at the cusp of ending the early modern, though. I think we made some really nice progress there. Content-wise, like, there wasn't a lot to talk about, so we were just kind of cranking through turns. But our populations went up by probably, like, I don't know, like, went up by, like, almost 10-ish, probably, in our pops. Got 77 people inside on, which is wild. So we're slowing down our population growth by trying to kind of temper how much food stuff we're putting in. We are starting to spend our gold when we need to, which we'll continue to do. In fact, at the beginning of the next episode, I may just buy in the remaining VOC warehouses just to get that taken care of. And then we will be moving up. As soon as the VOC warehouses are in, we will move to the next era. So, thank you for watching this episode of our Let's Play Humankind Harbor Strat. Very excited to see how this goes. We're going to move up next time. Probably taking the Siamese. We'll put some more thought into that, but I think we're going to take the Siamese, get those floating markets in. We'll see our once again, our gold are just going to shoot through the roof. So very excited to see how that goes with the floating markets. It's going to make our coastlines look gorgeous because we're going to have 5 different districts sitting along our coastlines, which is just crazy to think about. It's not a harbor, but it's as harbor adjacent as we can get. So that's what we have to look forward to in the upcoming episodes. We'll see how that move up goes, how quickly we progress through that era and into an end game condition, which we'll have to choose which direction we want to go. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and that you're subscribed to the channel. I release these videos every Sunday, and we'll see our next one next Sunday as we move up into the next era, which will be exciting. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you